Hello, welcome. How you guys doing? We're online, and I'm trying to get the table. Maybe I need to do this. How's that? Not really full. I'm trying to get a good picture of the table. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Welcome. I'm Martin Comtois, an astrologer, and this is my first MC Starman post. MC Starman was born during the fall in my workshop series, both in Victoria and Duncan, and from some of my work with the Jung Society. This MC Starman. Now, MC Starman has three meanings. MC, of course, is the host of a show. It's also partly, the master of ceremony. Also, MC stands for Martin Comtois, or my initials, Martin Comtois. And also, MC stands for the middle of the sky, the Medium Coeli. And so MC Starman is also about looking at the stars for insight into what our contribution to the world is to be and what we're being called to do. So it is a musing of the current planetary alignments. And so we're going to do our first one. I have my Astro Mandala table. And then as we move along, I'll try to get you a better shot of it. I'm just getting the planets ready. But first, I have a few announcements to make. Okay, of course, this takes me a little while to get used to, but I'm starting this series, MC Starman, and we'll show up on YouTube every week or two to talk about the moon and the current alignments. So that's new in my life. And then we have a website that's been up now, Healer Astrology.ca. And that just went up. My friend, my beautiful friend Alan Churchill here in Duncan has been working really hard to help me put that up. And then this morning he changed the whole thing. So you can go on there, Astrology.ca. And it's in development, so it'll evolve as you go along. But it's nice to have you on board. I'll be posting my my blog, my I call them lunar musings in the written form that I've been doing on Facebook for many years now. I will be moving it to there, still showing it on, sharing it on Facebook and on Instagram, but it will have its home base on the website for those of you who don't do Facebook or who have friends who don't do Facebook, that you can share that with them. So MC Starman, the website. I also have a new office here in Duncan at the Collective Space. Take you a little bit around. I got my library. Of course, I got the sun and the moon there, the healer and the dreamer. And then I have my little sacred space with my crystals and the feathers I've been collecting for the last 20 years. And lots of other magic that I intend on sharing from this vantage point. Amazing how the internet affords us so many opportunities to share with our community. And so I intend to do lots of that as we move along. So my two announcements, and then there was a third announcement. Yes, my third announcement is that I'm starting a workshop series, 2 workshop series. Well, you know the Healer and the Dreamer workshop series I've been offering in the book that I've been building, The Healer and the Dreamer, Astrology for a New Age. It is a 12 workshop series. And then we're starting that this week on Tuesday in Duncan at the Collective Space, and on Wednesday in Victoria at 7 Rays. You can go and on Facebook and see the events on my Healer Dreamer Astrology page. And then we're also going to be posting it. There's more details on the workshop series in the website, on the website as well. And so the Healer, and then I'll be sharing one of my next posts, MC Starman. I'll give you the rundown through the 12 chapters of the Healer and the Dreamer. Now, if you like my work and you want to follow this Healer and the Dreamer workshop series, I'm making it available also online. And being Mercury retrograde, we're just figuring it out as we go. But I'll be recording the next 2. And for those who are going to take the workshop series, you'll be able to also see it online. And for those who want to follow along, we'll be offering the material online, and not so sure how that's going to happen, but I trust, and it's amazing what we can do, and with some good help and some good insight that we want to share. So that's my 3 announcements. The website, go check it out. The workshop series, get on board. This is going to be exciting. This is really my first time that I'm going to be do the 12 workshops series, one after the other in 2 locations. And then basically what we're doing is we're workshopping the book. We're going to kind of use all the material that we're going to amass during the 12-week series, and then we'll collect it and organize it into a book format. And then so we'll keep you informed on that. So, and then the workshop series. Also, I'm on Instagram now too. My friend Diana is managing that for me. So for those of you who want to stay connected that way. And my friend Alan is just said that he's here. So it's just me and you, Alan. How cool. I think other people will join us. But anyway, it's not about joining us. And I got one of my little rings for my planets missing. Where are you, little ring? Here it is. Okay, so let's look at some star action. I don't know about you guys, but this moon was really quite something, wasn't it? Well, all of these times, I mean, seems to me that everybody I connect with these days are experiencing the challenges that seem to be quite facing all of us at this time, and that's really the meaning of MC Starman, is to provide a forum for that kind of discussion, and to show you in real time what's going on in the sky. So then we have this, of course, the Earth in the center of the zodiac, and then we have a new moon in Pisces. So the sun is in Pisces and the moon is in Pisces in a sacred conjunction. You guys see that okay? So here's the sign of Pisces, and so my friend Alan is starting it on Facebook as well. So I guess Facebook is going to come along. But anyway, here we are. The sun and the moon are in conjunction in Pisces, a new moon in Pisces. And then what else do we have in Pisces? We have lovely little Mercury moving retrograde also in Pisces, about yay so. And so moon is very close to the earth, so we'll put her very close to the earth. And then Mercury is in between the sun and the moon, and it's moving retrograde, so it's going to move between the earth and the sun. And it looks like it's moving backward, but really it just turns around the sun, always moving forward. But from our perspective, it looks like it's moving back. And so today's the new moon, and on the 26th, the sun and Mercury will be in exact conjunction. That's the halfway point to the Mercury retrograde, and that's usually a really powerful time of insight. So the new moon today, and then on the 23rd, and then on the 26th, we have the conjunction of the Mercury and the sun. That's a very important time of insight. And then all of these planets are sharing Pisces with Neptune. So then Neptune in Pisces, Neptune is the great dissolver, the cuddle puddle, the great hall of mirror. Neptune is about dissolving the boundaries that keep us separated. It is about achieving unity with the divine. In the sign of Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune and also Jupiter, it is it's the last sign of the zodiac, and it's symbolizes the return to the womb so we can be born again. So to the new cycle that starts in Aries at the Aries equinox, spring equinox. So then 4 planets in Pisces, the sun, the moon, Mercury, and Neptune. So that has us really wishing for some kind of divine connection, for a container that can hold us, something safe, returning to the womb, returning to the state of divine union. So the longing for safety and for no stress and no frustrations, because the material world. So Pisces is a lot about, really dissolving our connection with the material world. And so all these planets there create a very Neptunian fog. And especially with Mercury retrograde in Pisces, we don't really want to have to do all that we have to do. And yet we have on the other side, not on the other side of the zodiac, but in Capricorn here, 2 signs away, we have an amazing tension of planets. We have Mars that has just entered into Capricorn. We have Jupiter that is further along in Capricorn. And then we've had this conjunction of Saturn and Pluto, and now Saturn has just passed over Pluto. You guys see those? Maybe I need to move them a little bit. Okay, so here we go. I think we see them all 4. We have Mars, Jupiter, and then Saturn. And then we have Neptune over here. Neptune, the sun, Mercury, and the moon in Pisces. And then we have Chiron in Aries. We have Uranus in Taurus. And then we have Venus that is on its way through Aries. So this is the chart of the moment right now. This is how the planets are. And then Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in Capricorn. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is very strong here, rules most of the planets in the chart. So actually all the planets in the chart are ruled by Saturn on this chart. So Saturn is very powerful, and Saturn in Capricorn, it's about mastery. It's about what I'm here to do. Capricorn is the mastery of the self. Saturn aids in the mastery of the self. So Saturn, as the ruler of the chart, there's a real emphasis on me becoming who I am fully, versus the sun and the moon and Mercury and Neptune and Pisces, which really would rather not confront what it is that I'm here to do, but go into the world of Neptune. Well, then we have here, no, we need to be actualized. We need to be giving form to something. Saturn is in conjunction with Pluto, so Pluto's about death and rebirth. It's about, it's the Lord of hell. The rage of the great mother. So Pluto, Saturn conjunction, we've all been feeling that. It was full on January 10th. And then now as Saturn is moving out, we're still very much feeling that. And then Jupiter's coming in, and then Mars, who's much faster, is coming. And in the course of March, Mars will conjoin Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn, all in sequence, while the sun and the moon come into Aries during springtime and cause a square, multi-planet square of quite some intensity. So that's the archetypal look at what we're all going through. And that's translated into so many different scenarios, that are very personal in our lives. But what I'm experiencing through my readings and through the time that I spend with others, West Coast Islander, very strong. Ooh, thank you. Oh, so we have another looker. And please do become part of our little MC Starman show here that we're coming on. So I was talking about how, what my experience is and how if people are feeling this is because of the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, which is a 40-year cycle, many of us are coming to the end of an identity that no longer serves us. Saturn is the limit of the ego. Pluto is our connection with the Great Mother. And so with Saturn, Pluto, there's a lot of pressure for us to become more who we truly are. And that means part of us has to die. And that's not always fun, as we well know. Then Jupiter coming into that. Jupiter is my faith and my hope and my enthusiasm and what I want to become. And then, Jupiter in the course of the year will make the first conjunction to Pluto, sometime a little bit later in the spring, and we'll follow this. And then it'll move, and so will Saturn. And then they'll both, actually all three of them will move retrograde. And then we'll have a second conjunction of Jupiter, Pluto. And then Jupiter will move back. And in the fall, we'll have a third conjunction of Jupiter, Pluto, and the first conjunction of Jupiter, Saturn, which will be followed by two more in 2021. And then some squares with Uranus, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here. This four-way conjunction and this four-way conjunction in Pisces and the ambivalence between, finding a space where we can be contained and protected from, this, collective chaos that's going on, and then the need to create, in Capricorn, newer grounds, new foundations that will serve us for a long time. And one of the things that you'll look at in the chart is we have all these Capricorn Earth planets and all these Pisces Earth planet. We have two planets in Aries, so a little fire. And then Taurus also in Earth, so there's no air sign. So rational thinking and and being, practical and rational, and to think things through is really difficult at this time. It's like we're not sure of how it's all going to play out. We got a lot of work on our plate to create sustainability and a stronger foundation in our life, and yet our ideals have changed. We want different things out of life, and so then these new beginnings are very difficult, and sometimes they're done willingly, or at other times fate plays a role where it insists upon us changing, and that is always the most difficult. So that was our first MC Starman. How long was I on? I don't know. It looks like a while. I hope this recorded well. Hard to say. Um, 20 minutes already. Was there any questions? That would be kind of cool if there was a question. West Coast Islander, I don't know who that is, but gave me some nice compliments. And then I guess Facebook would have some questions, maybe. How's the sound? There's 3 people watching, it says. Alan Churching seems to be working good. Well, this is exciting. New moon, new beginnings, new year, new workshop series. That's what I could take you really briefly through is the 12 workshop series that I'm beginning on Tuesday. The first one is that we're doing on Tuesday in Victoria and Tuesday in Duncan and Wednesday in Victoria is astrology, alchemy, and the analytical psychology of Carl Gustav Jung. So the Healer and the Dreamer is based on Carl Jung's work and his understanding of astrology and his practical psychology called analytical psychology. So in this workshop, I explain the origin of his works and his ideas and how they developed, the place that astrology plays in his work and what the meaning of astrology is, and then alchemy and the conclusions that Carl Jung drew in his later studies of alchemy, and how it affected the healer and the dreamer and what the healer and dreamer is about. And then we'll talk about some tools of integration that are to be used when you do this 12-week course. It's kind of in the mode of, for those of you who have done The Artist Way by Julia Cameron, it's kind of like that. It's a 12, the healer and the dreamer is a 12-week course. So the second one will be the symbolic language of dreams, where we introduce dream analysis to the work. Interesting how chapter 2 of a book on astrology would be about dreams, but in that we talk about some very important techniques that Jung developed and that I apply to astrology, techniques like amplification and an active imagination, and so that's fascinating work. And workshop number 3 is, and I'm trying to do this from memory here, but I think I got it. Workshop number 3 is about individuation and the quest for the self, the basic ideas of Carl Jung's psychology through mandala drawing. That's a fascinating workshop, and it puts a lot of things together in understanding the relevance of Jungian psychology. Then we have the Philosophical Rose, workshop number 4, and I think that's my favorite one. The Philosophical Rose is based on the Rosarium Philosophorum, a book that Jung used to explain the transference, and this is about healing and what it means to be a healer, and how does the transference work in the process of healing. Very important workshop for anybody who does analytical healing work, because it helps you understand how the unconscious interacts with the other person, that part of you that you're not conscious of, how it affects the other person, and how the unconscious of the other person affects you, and what are the archetypal musings that go on between you as an analyst and as a healer and the person that's seeking to be healed or to be understood or to be guided. So that is the philosophical rose. Then I have synchronicity and developing emotional intelligence. That's a new one. I haven't done that one before. That'll be number 5. That's going to be really exciting. And then number 6 is the zodiac. No, the great cosmic theater. Understanding the stage, the zodiac, the planets, the actors, the dialogue, the aspects, and then the unfolding, the transits. So in that workshop, we introduce you to your chart, and we help you learn to read your chart and see your chart. The next one after that, that would be number 7, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 is we go through the stage, the zodiac, the myths of the zodiac. We do some mandala drawing, and we get you familiar with the ground of astrology. And then the workshop after that, number 8, is the planetary archetypes and what their personalities are and how they sit in your chart and what does that say about you. And then number 9 is the aspects, and how do the aspects work? How do these planets interchange energy with each other, and how that tells your personal myth? This is fascinating work. And then we get into workshop number 10, where we look at the transits, and that's really detailed. We look at how the planets, where they are currently, how they affect your chart, and how that maps out the unfolding of your personal development and also of the collective development. Then chapter 11 is, or workshop 11 is the spirit of our times. What are the main alignments that we're all going through? What are we going to be facing in the near and distant future? And how to understand the spirit of our age, the zeitgeist. And then chapter 12 is the Priestess Rising, which is, probably my second favorite or my most favorite workshop. The Priestess Rising is the retelling of the myth of Persephone from a very astrological and current perspective. So that's the workshop series, and I think that how I'm kind of using up my time here. We got almost 27 minutes, so that was the first of the workshop series. And no, I'm sorry, that was the first of our MC Starman, and I hope that you enjoyed your half hour with me. And I'll be checking in regularly. So do connect with with my Facebook. I'm sorry, with my YouTube channel, and also on Facebook. I'll be sharing this later. Looking forward to seeing you as the golden trail unfolds.